Happy Hemp CBD gummies are a great way to get your daily dose of CBD in both a convenient and a discreet manner. They're available in peach rings, gummy cherries, sour gummy bears, rainbow ribbons. They've got all the flavors that you would ever want. They've even got sugar-free and vegetarian options for you. It's a great product. Get Happy Hemp is the product. Make sure you shop them today. Just go to the link in the scroll on the bottom and you can save yourself a little bit of money and get the CBD gummies that you need and deserve. Get them today. CHRIS Akin Presents, and I, of course, am Chris Akin, and that would be me over here, not the other guy. I know we look similar with the same beards going and stuff, but joining me today to talk about their brand new video for the AC/DC song Thunderstruck, as well as their sixth album, Break and Cross the Walls Part 1, is the band coming out of Japan. It is Man with a Mission, and joining me right now is the wolf with the mission to talk to me, Mr. Jean-Ken Johnny. Jean-Ken, how are you?
I'm doing fine. Nice to meet you, Chris.
Yeah, nice to meet you as well, man. Now,
thank you so much.
Now, you know, I started telling you this story before we got started, but I'll just tell you this. I really was not super familiar with Man with a Mission, but I was playing it. I was playing it in my house, getting ready for the interview, and my son came in, and he was like, "Since when do you watch anime?" And I was like, "Well, you know, I'm interviewing this band," and he knew the song right away from My Hero Academia.
Oh wow.
He was super familiar, and he was like, he was very surprised. I was like, "See, I am a cool dad." So
well, that's a pleasure. Thank you so much. I recognize that animation is pretty huge over there too. So
oh yeah. It is. It definitely is. Now, Jean-Ken, let's talk about let's start with the record itself, the full length with Break and Cross the Walls. It's your sixth record, and obviously you guys do very, very well in Japan. What do you look to cross over now to the United States and to other areas, or are you just comfortable to stay in like the Far East region? I mean, what is the ultimate goal now that you've kind of accomplished what you're going to accomplish in Japan?
Well, actually, whenever we formed the band, it was always one of our dreams that to play overseas, since, you know, most of the bands that we listened to when, I'm not sure if I'm using the right word, when we were a kid.
Sure.
Yeah, it was the band from overseas, of course, from the US, UK. So it's always, you know, it was always a dream performing overseas. And well, now these days it's pretty hard to do it since it's under this condition, but it's always a pleasure performing in Europe and the US, UK. Yeah, can't wait to do it again.
Sure. Now in the old days, and by the old days, I mean 2000 back, because everything has changed so much in the last 20 years, but in the old days, the goal was to have a hit single, then you could tour, and then you'd sell 1 million records or 1 zillion records or however many hundreds and hundreds of millions of records bands sold. It seems like now, though, more and more, the key to success is doing exactly what you guys are doing now. You have a song that hits a good TV show, it gets into a movie or something, and that is what elevates you. You know, especially with the younger kids and what I'll call the YouTube generation.
Oh, I get it. Yeah.
What is it for you? Is the goal still to be a big rock star wolf, or is the goal to just kind of find your place within the TV and movie landscape to where you guys can make a successful career out of it?
I guess our goal is just to, you know, perform in like one of the most hugest festivals that's going all around the world. It was always like we were watching videos from the old days when whenever a big band, a huge band performs like for a headliner of a festival, nobody really cared about what that band, came from, which country it came from.
Sure.
Everybody was just, waiting for the music that those guys would kick out. So our goal is to be a kind of band like that,
Mm-hmm.
Nothing from where we're from, our country, our culture. It doesn't matter. As long as the music is good, everybody's waiting for it. Well, yeah, that's the kind of a goal we're looking for. But I guess what you just talked about, said, was pretty right. Now these days, everybody is able to look at videos on YouTube, check out animations, movies, so
Sure.
on. So, yeah. I mean, it doesn't bother for us like fitting into that kind of region and spreading our music. That's just a new way to, accomplish that.
Sure. Now, many moons ago, I actually lived in Korea for 2.5 years when I was in the service. So when I was living there, like this, and this will tell you how old I am. This was before the touring would come to Korea. So it was before the Korean Olympics and during the Korean Olympics. So the tours would stop in Japan. So I used to take flights on weekends to go over and see shows in like Nagoya at the Big Egg and places like that. And the one thing I always noticed was how unbelievably loyal those fans were. I mean, if they liked a band back then, it would have been like Mr. Big or Dokken. I mean, those bands were treated like we treated the Beatles here. I mean, just huge over there. And just from watching some of your videos, it looks like you guys have absolutely captured that in Japan right now. It looks like you guys have a wild, rabid fan base. Is it that way? And does that help you, to have the money and to have the clout to go to other territories to tour and try and find your way?
I guess that's true. I mean, all the fans in Japan, they're really loyal to the music and to the band as well. And like you just said, it doesn't happen that often. Mr. Big coming to Japan,
right?
Dokken coming to Japan. It doesn't happen that often. So I guess that really helps the loyalty of the fans. And right now, it's probably safe to say that we're doing pretty well in Japan. And it's always about doing something in your home country at the same time, trying to spread it all over the world. So, yeah, I guess we just are kicking ourselves to try to do that in different countries right now.
Sure. Now, Jean-Ken, reading your bio, it talked about that you guys were created as like the ultimate life form by Jimi Hendrix. What do you think Jimi Hendrix would say of the music you create? Do you think he would like it? Do you think he'd be like, hey, you guys should rock more? What do you think he would say?
Well, he was definitely one of the godliest, guitarists. I guess he'll be pretty proud of what we're doing so far. Yeah,
sure.
But, yeah, I guess he would say that, and I should stick more to some of the guitar techs.
Right. Yeah. I mean, and you as a guitar player, I mean, Hendrix, I'm assuming had to be probably one of your bigger influences.
Yes. I mean, how he shreds that instrument, and not only as a guitar, but as a new instrument. Yeah. He's actually one of the players that made this instrument, guitar, so revolutionary. So it's always such an inspiration listening to his music even now.
Sure. Now, speaking of guitar players, you obviously covered some Angus Young with Thunderstruck, which is the song that you're promoting now, and you have the video for now. Talk a little bit about the choice of that song. I mean, what was it about that song versus so many other songs that you could have chosen?
To tell you the truth, we're not really a huge follower of AC/DC, but of course, such a huge band, such a massive band all over the world. So we definitely, of course, noticed the band and noticed that song, that really huge hit song. And it's probably goes back to like 7 years ago or somewhere like that. But once we went to a club and was listening to the DJ kind of mashing up. I thought it was Lady Gaga and Metallica at the same
Sure.
time. Yeah, and all the crowd, all the fans on the floor was they definitely did not recognize Metallica, but was just banging on that mashup.
Hmm.
I kind of noticed that even though if the band is dated, old, it doesn't matter. The power that has inside that guitar riff, the music itself, it always can cross over eras in time. So
Sure.
we kind of thought that if we could do this as a band, modernizing the sound itself, but never decreasing the power, the spirit of rock music. Maybe we can do that as a band. That was the first idea of trying to cover other rock songs into a new, or trying a new arrangement for that. And I guess Thunderstruck, AC/DC, has that power that you can never decrease, the rock spirit that it has in the song itself. And it was a really great challenge, trying to modernizing the sound.
Hmm.
Of that song, but at the same time, no matter how we arrange the song, the guitar riff itself, the spirit never decreased. So it was really a lot of fun doing that.
Sure. Sure. And the interesting thing about it is when you cover a band like AC/DC, you're going to get as many people that are going to tell you, oh, this sucks, that are going to tell you it's great, unless you change it up. And that's what I think is a credit to you guys. It certainly feels like Thunderstruck. You hear it, especially the beginning with the guitar part. You certainly know first note that it's Thunderstruck. Mm-hmm. But the way you've kind of reworked completely the vocal and the more rap style vocal versus the Brian Johnson rasp vocal really kind of changes the dimension to it. And I think you probably are finding yourself to have good return on that, because it keeps the original feel, but it does not feel like just a lazy cover. Does that make sense?
Yeah, thank you very much. That means a lot to us, because that's one of our a main intention to cover that song. No matter how much we try to modernize the song, arrange it, at the same time it kind of amplifies the rock theme, the theme of itself at the same time. So I'm really proud that you have that kind of compliment for our song. Yeah.
Sure. Well, Jean-Ken, obviously you guys wrote Break and Cross the Walls as it was supposed to be a double, and then certainly COVID got in the way of everybody. Even Wolves had to succumb to COVID, apparently. So with that being said, you broke it up into two parts, and I get it. As a music fan and somebody in the business, I get it. You want to keep the fans engaged, and don't go 4 years without a record. The opposite to that, the opposite side of that, though, is for you guys. You're going to release a record in the spring that I'm assuming you're already past musically and in your mind. Is it going to be difficult for you to release part 2 when I'm sure you've already written, or at least you've started thinking about writing the next material? Because for you've already had two plus years since you wrote these original songs. Well,
this situation that the whole wide world is facing right now is pretty huge still.
Sure.
A lot of people are suffering of what's coming out right now. And it's been, I believe it's been like 3.5 years since we last released our latest album.
Right.
And after, considering this situation and considering that, we wanted to make a new album, which could be a big present for those guys who are having a pretty hard time listening to music like they used to. So right now we're working on the second one.
Okay.
The only difficult point is probably because since we released it in two terms, we have these kind of interviews with you guys, and you guys give us a lot of good compliments, and that's probably increasing the hurdle for the next album right now. So kicking our asses right now hard enough to make it better than the first one.
Sure, definitely. Well, Jean-Ken, one of the things, that I've always noticed, and I'm sure you've noticed as well, is that in any kind of music, I don't care what it is, country, rock, pop, K-pop, whatever it is incredibly hard for an artist that is not A, American, or B, English to really break through worldwide. It happens from time to time, but it's when you name the biggest band in whatever genre, it's almost always an American band, an English band, an English band, and then maybe somebody else. Do you think now, with how much we have video and how much smaller the world is, because of those things, that it really opens the door like it's never been open before for a band like Man with a Mission to break out worldwide?
I guess there's definitely a better possibility for that, comparing to the older days. I definitely agree with you that it's really hard for a band from a different country to break through all worldwide. But now these days, everybody has a portable PC that you can just immediately connect to what kind of any kind of music that's happening, on time all over the world. So I guess there's a better possibility for a band to break through. And what's helping it more, especially in our band, that we look like this. So right. you guys never bother, the nationality or whatever it is for a human being. You always recognize us just as like a wolf, and that's right. A common icon might help us, in a way to break through worldwide.
Sure. Now, how do you find masks for COVID?
I guess we're safer than you guys,
Right. Certainly, man. Well, Jean-Ken, the release date I don't think has been announced yet for Breaking Across the Walls 2. All I saw was it's sometime in the spring. Do you already have like singles picked out and videos shot and all that stuff? I mean, are you well ahead of the business, or is that all what you're doing right now?
Yes, right now we're just working on our second album, but I'd say that it would be released maybe during May or June.
Okay,
somewhere around that. Yeah, definitely.
And do you think that you'll be able to tour? Can you even plan that far ahead, or do you have to wait for what happens, all across the world before you really make those decisions?
We are planning our tour domestically, in Japan. We're definitely going to do something about it. And I don't know, like, to me, I guess the whole wide world is trying to figure out what we can do in the entertainment business right now. Even though we're having a hard time, most of the people are starting to think that we should definitely live with this, right now. So I believe that we can do it, and also I really hope that we figure out something that we can do, like touring in the U.S. as well.
Sure, well, that would be awesome. Now, Jean-Ken, past this record, past Breaking Across the Walls 2, would you consider wearing white curly suits on the album cover and calling your album Sheep's Clothing?
Never had that idea, but yeah, I'll bear it in mind.
Very good. Well, Jean-Ken, the record that is out right now, the release that's out right now that people can get is Breaking Across the Walls Part 1. I strongly suggest that people go to YouTube and check out Thunderstruck, and you can I'm sure you can hear the rest of the album is out there as well, and you can listen to it and give it a listen. And if you like it, buy it. Don't be cheap. Buy it. Actually support the bands. And Jean-Ken, where should we send people to check out the band and keep up with tour dates and all that kind of stuff?
Well, definitely the official homepage would help you a lot. But of course, like ordinary SNS, like Twitter, Facebook, especially Twitter and Instagram. Yeah,
right.
We are definitely sticking onto those kind of SNSs. So please check it out and take your time.
Very good.
Yeah.
All right, excellent. Well, one more time, the band is Man with a Mission. The album is Breaking Across the Walls, Part 1. And Jean-Ken, thanks for joining me here on CHRIS Akin Presents.
No, my pleasure. Thank you very much.